All right, folks, we are talking about value today. Value is the range from light to dark. Okay, they did a great job of showing you some different ways using pattern, line, shape, all the things we're doing in this project to create this value. It's getting light at the V, dark at the E. You can see that. It's creating this contrast as a part of value. The greater the contrast between lights and darks, the more visible and dynamic the object appears. So think about that when you're doing your silhouette value page. Okay. So value can be done, there's kind of two ways to deal with this. We're going to talk about the achromatic way. I'm going to highlight that here. Achromatic value scale. All right. Pretty much you need this. That's it. Okay. I'm going to start with this mechanical pencil. I hate mechanical pencils, but whatever. I'm going to turn my paper because my hand's going to work better this way. I'm going to show you an achromatic value scale here. So I'm going to start at the top as light of pressure as I can. I'm even holding onto my pencil further back. So if you have a hard time lightening up, try holding your pencil differently. I'm not going to worry about staying in the lines here because it doesn't really matter. Okay. So now I'm going to start getting darker, which it's not really doing. Whoopsies, that was a lot. And really pushing hard at the end there. All right, so that is an achromatic value scale. Basically, you're going with the pencil as light as you can here. I could get this lighter. A little disappointed that I didn't, but it definitely got dark. I could come back in with this wood pencil and really add some dark here because it's just going to go darker than that compressed graphite that's in the other pencil. So I could use both of them, but this is achromatic. So that is one option for you for your next page in your book. The other option is a chromatic scale. That's this one here. What that means is you're going to lighten and darken a color. A color, a color. Okay. So a little bit of this information here is when you lighten that color, so say I'm going to start with a blue. Okay. Here's that mid-color blue, just straight off the pencil blue, right? If I darken it, it's called a shade. Think of like your car windows, right? You darken them, you put a shade on them, even though we call it tint, so that's a little confusing. Shade is created when you add black to the hue or the color to darken it. A tint is when you add white, okay? And so you create this scale going from light to dark here. So that is what I'm going to show you how to do this next, because maybe you're going to choose a chromatic scale where you want to use a color instead of just doing an achromatic scale. If I'm going to show a chromatic scale, I'm going to need at least 3 pencils. So I have my white, a black, and then my main hue, which is the blue. If you have a set that has a dark blue, a couple middle blues, a couple light blues, you might not need the black and the white. That's going to be just fine. And so just go with it. I'm kind of looking for an eraser, not an eraser. I need a pencil sharpener, but I think we can do it. Before you start in the light areas, go over it with the white first. Yeah, you're not going to see it, but you have to trust that it's there. Okay, and the closer to the end, or where you want it to be the lightest, should be the heaviest pressure. So I'm pushing pretty hard. It's hard to tell that, but I am. So now I'm going to lessen up my grip. I'm going to lighten up. I don't need it to be super light blue over here as I get to the mid. Okay? So now when I start going over with my other color, it has to lay on top of, I'm just doing an even pressure here. I just lay that down on top, and where I press heavier with the white, you can see that the blue is just not going down as heavy. Okay, I'm not changing my pressure at all. That's all done because I laid it down with the really heavy with the white first. Okay, so now I can do the same with the black. Start back here. We know we want it to be dark here, but I don't want it to be completely black, so I'm not going to go like Hulk crazy here. Just take it easy. Dark is the black is very powerful, and it wants to boss all the other colors around and make it like that. This black wants to make the blue that we're going to use turn black. So you have to make sure that you don't let it be too controlling. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because, like I said, I don't want too much. I'm come in with my blue, keep my pressure. Ooh, look at that. Nice. I'm going to zoom in here. I don't know if you're picking up what I'm picking up because this looks cool. Sorry. Let's try that for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to just keep doing that. I'm going to come back in a little bit heavy with that blue because I want that blue and the black to mix really good. Okay, also remember that I'm using amazing colored pencils. I think the best in the world, but I haven't tried the best in the world yet. But these are pretty dang awesome. So I'm just going to keep going here. This pebble stuff, not acceptable. So you're going to keep working that and using pressure until that's all gone. So here we go, just going to keep on going. You notice how I'm just keeping one direction? I'm not changing up the flow, just keeping it going. Now I have to change my pressure a little bit because I'm getting to that white side where I want it to be lighter. So instead of keep working with that blue, I'm going to put another layer of the white right on top. I'm just going to kind of blend it together and make it look real nice and light. Okay, I don't want to use heavy pressure now. I'm going to lighten up and come back, overlapping a little bit. Soft pressure, soft pressure, soft pressure. Okay, good. Maybe a little bit more blue. Okay. That mid-range here. Woohoo! All right, well, I've got this magic thing called a blender. You might not have that. If you have Prismacolors, you probably do. So I can come back in and get rid of all that texture on my paper by using this blender. Because it blends. Isn't that magical? Woo! Okay, you kind of see that there? I'm gonna keep on going. I'm pressing really hard and my hand's getting really tired. So I'm not doing the whole box, but there you are, friends. You have value. You do have value. Please remember that. I love you all and you have value. Your life matters, you matter. But value, you have value here as well. So you can choose achromatic. You're going to write that in the discussion assignment. If you're going to do achromatic, you're simply using pencil only, graphite pencil. If you're choosing a chromatic scale, you're going to choose one hue, one color, and then you're going to choose to darken and lighten it. Thanks.